Welcome to another episode of All Four Downs podcast. I'm Ovi One, and here is my top 25. Moving on to week 9 of the college football, and we are getting so close. We're only a couple of weeks away for the first announcement of the college football committee's top 25. But how does everything look, and how will we compare with the AP and coaches poll that comes out in a couple of hours? So I'm just ahead of the game, predicting what's going to happen, but let's make sense here. Saturday's game was nothing but a SEC day. Oh, yeah. Saturday's game was all about SEC because of the top games, top ranked opponents, and how did they fare well in the top 25? And will there be new teams, teams that are deserving, teams from different conferences that should be in the top 25? It's all debatable, but let's get to it here as we get started with the top 25. Started from 20 to 25, I have Michigan, Louisville, SMU, Missouri, Navy, and Tulane. My bottom two, Navy and Tulane, yes, they're in an American conference, but once they clash, there's only about being a process of elimination. Navy is still undefeated, but Michigan comes back ranked in the top 25. Louisville did an upset or beating Miami, well deserved. And watch out for SMU because SMU, they were hot last year. They're getting hotter again. So you need to watch out for them. All right. Missouri came up with a loss, but still in the top 25. Move on to 13 and 19. I got Virginia, Vanderbilt, Cincinnati, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Pittsburgh, and Texas Tech. Big battle with Ole Miss. I know. Man, they rocked all the way down to 17, in my opinion. It may not look like that in the AP polls. It was a great game, a heavyweight match. They will come back. They will, because their next game is against Oklahoma. And Oklahoma, they're looking solid. But as last year, remember this, Ole Miss defeated Georgia last year and went on against Oklahoma. It seems like Ole Miss owns Oklahoma. And the way Oklahoma's been playing with top teams, just watch out. Ole Miss coming right back up again. All right. Vanderbilt at 14, well respected. Wouldn't be surprised if they're in the top 10. But man, that organization, everything else, they blossomed. And Virginia at 13, doing awesome in the ACC. Let's see if it's last, because as of right now, the ACC conference is open to any team right now. Moving on to 6 through 12, Notre Dame, Oregon, BYU, Georgia Tech, Texas, Miami, and South Florida. Notre Dame took care of business against USC. I think, in my opinion, it was really USC had all the momentum there, but just something that they just couldn't stop the special teams. They couldn't slow down the run, and therefore Notre Dame went ahead and became victorious. And it was a must win for Notre Dame. It's their first win in the top 25. They're 1-2. They had a gruesome schedule from the start. It's easing up now. And I got to say that Notre Dame is in, and they're in the seat to go into the playoffs. Oregon bounces back. BYU is looking dangerous, and right now on top of the Big 12 conference, and Georgia Tech as well on top of the ACC conference. As for Texas, yeah, they won. Yeah, congratulations. But their schedule is hectic. Oh, yeah. It is going to be more interesting to see how will Texas do between now at the end of the season. Whew, it's a lot. Miami falls out, man. Like, I don't understand. Carson Beck throwing 4 interceptions. You know, it reminds me of the days that last year when he was with Georgia. Was it really the receiver's fault, or was it Carson Beck? Because he had a record number of interceptions with Georgia last season. And yeah, he suffered an injury, but let's not make no excuses. Some of that decision making he did, forcing the ball, created a lot of turnovers, and the fact that the receivers in Miami, one was their routes and one is the Butterfingers, because every time something happens, you know, Louisville was on the right spot at the right time to create turnovers. All right, moving on. What is my top 5? Here we go. Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Indiana, Texas A&M. Look, you could say, hey, why Georgia number 3 and this and that? Listen, they are fighters, okay? They close out games. They're a second half team. They may not show it against Ole Miss. Like I said, it was a heavyweight match, scores going back and forth. And yeah, Ole Miss should had one, but something happened that Ole Miss got shut down, and it is the Georgia defense. They started playing at the right time at the right moment. For Indiana, look, I got it. You beat top teams, yeah, but I don't think the Big Ten is that competitive against the SEC. I keep saying it. Maybe they are the elite. Maybe Ohio State is the best team. I don't know because they don't play good teams. Ohio State versus Wisconsin. You think Wisconsin is a competitive in the Big Ten? Not so much. Alabama, yes, well deserved to be at number 2. They bounced back. They're winning. They had a shady start in week 1, and from there on, they're cruising. Texas A&M won big, and these should be the top 5 teams, no questions. So, what is your take on my top 25? And looking at the playoff predictions, having Ohio State at 1, Alabama 2, Georgia 3, and Indiana at 4. You absolutely, if it was coming to the SEC championship, can Georgia squeeze in there? Right? Alabama should be on top. We'll have to wait and see how the Aggies continue with their season. And then the fact that you look around, great matchups to be predicted. Starting at the top left from 8 and 9, BYU and Georgia Tech. That will be an awesome game. Texas A&M versus South Florida. That might be a bye week for Texas A&M. Maybe. Notre Dame versus Miami. That'll be an interesting. That's a rivalry game right there, right? And then Oregon versus Texas. That is a game that we'll love to see. All right. But everything will fall in place in a couple of weeks to see a bigger picture. But for now, that is my top 25. What is your comment? Leave your comments below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Follow me on Facebook. It is all 4 downs and 4 downs, 3 counts. Thank you for watching. Can't wait for your reactions and my updates on Tuesday. Going live, baby. Love it. Take care, everyone. Let's enjoy some football.